What's going on, guys? GT5 King 101 here, and welcome to my thoughts video on the 2013 Formula 1 game, which has been released by Codemasters around about autumn time. They've finally revealed some of the details and first videos and images of the game, and it looks promising compared to 2012. But we'll do a quick comparison of between those games later in this video. But first, I would like to say that F1 Classics mode, at last they've released a new mode which will give which will give us the opportunity to drive some of the most iconic cars from the 1980s and 90s and drive them on some of the best tracks from those periods of time, from Brands Hatch, Circuit de Jerez, Imola and Estoril. Imola in particular would be a big favourite for me, but unfortunately there's two sections, the classics 1980s content and 1990s. They'll be releasing two versions of the game, the Classic Edition and the Standard Edition. The Standard Edition will obviously include the full F1 2013 game with all the cars, drivers and tracks, and the return of the Grand Prix mode, which gave us the opportunity to pretty much make our own 10-race season from all the tracks of the 2013 season and give them any order what we want. Improved handling and AI, I can't exactly say much about it until I actually get my hands on the game. Put the disc into my PS3, plug in my Logitech steering wheel, and just have a go, see how the improved physics engine has actually been improved. You can't exactly say a lot because the physics engine is all about the feel of the car. You can't exactly say anything if you look at it, but you could say if the car was understeering a bit or oversteering, but that could be driver error. So I'll be doing a quick review of 2013 when I get it, see my first impressions, and so yeah, that'll be pretty good. In the Classics Edition, I'll include all 2013 stuff, but will also include the full Classics Edition, the full Classics content, which will be 10 iconic cars from the 10 iconic drivers from the 1980s, the 5 legendary cars, Brands Hatch and Circuit de Jerez, that's from the 1980s content. 1990s will have the 7 iconic drivers and 5 legendary cars and classic circuits such as Imola and Estoril. Standard Edition will include all of F1 2013, but will only include the Classics Edition of 1980, the content from 1980. But unfortunately, possibly, you have to buy DLC to get the 1990s content and the other tracks of Imola and Estoril. But the Codemasters have yet to confirm whether this will be the case. Also, what's pretty good is that you can drive the classic cars on the modern day 2013 tracks, which will give us the opportunity to drive to see what they're like on a modern track. And what's amazing is that you can drive the modern day F1 cars, well, pretty much vice versa. You can drive the modern day F1 cars on the classic tracks. So I'll see what the cars, pretty much a complete comparison of what the cars were like, the evolution of Formula 1. So you could, for instance, you can drive the Ferrari, there'll be 1980s Ferrari, there'll be in the 80s content. You can drive that around Silverstone, the modern day Silverstone. Unfortunately, it won't be a classic Silverstone, it'll be a modern day, which is alright as it is. You can drive that around Silverstone, and then you can drive the Ferrari F138, I think it's called, the 2013 version of the Ferrari, and you can just drive that around Silverstone, see what the comparison, see how different the cars are, the evolution of Formula 1, see how much different the cars are, which will be pretty good. And Murray Walker will be in it as well. He'll be pretty much an intro. He'll be like doing, like, if there's, pretty much be doing some voiceovers before the races and that. In terms of the textures, cars are more shinier. You can see that the cars are a bit more they reflect a bit more of the track, a bit more of the sunlight, gives a bit more shine, which is very nice. And also the cars are a bit more planted. When I say that, there's a lot more shadows around the car, particularly underneath on the track, so it doesn't give the impression that the car's floating. Improved UI. When I was watching some videos from Alex Zafro and Into the Barrier, I think they were there testing F1 2013 with Codemasters. After like the intro of the track, like you see like 3 pictures of the track, and then you see yourself going into the car. You're actually going into the car. It's not like 2012 that you just put 2 feet, like both feet into the car, you start sliding, and then the camera goes off, and then you go into the UI menu inside the garage. The time frame of that is increased by possibly 3 times. You actually see yourself like from a personal point of view. You can see yourself and put your head down, put your both feet into the car, and then you just feel your head just sliding a bit as you slide down into get into your seat. You get all comfortable. You get your one of your mechanics to reach or bend over. I know that doesn't sound right, be funny in a Virgin or Marussia. You see your mechanic bending over, reaching over, getting your seat belt, your base harness all done up. You get your steering wheel in, and that's it. And then you go into the UI in the garage. That looks unbelievable. That's really nice touch there. I don't know about the rest of the UI, possibly a few improvements from 2012, but they have remained with the same colour scheme with the blue. And so that's pretty much it. And last but not least, it will not be released in the next gen consoles. I know a lot of people have been saying, get it released in next gen consoles, let's do this, no please. Nope, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna release on the PS4 and Xbox One, unfortunately, but I'll be releasing the current gen consoles, so some people will be waiting a year to get either the PS4 or Xbox One, which is a pretty good option. So you can wait a year for the price to drop before you get PS4. What am I gonna do? No idea, because I want to get PS4 to upload more videos of gameplay from the PS4. Hopefully to get it launched, but you'll see what happens. So I think that's pretty much it. I've got a quick announcement to make regarding my channel. Unfortunately, I've decided to stop Grid 2. You can sigh if you want, Adam. You can sigh if you want. I just think because I just don't have the time anymore. I'm busy with work. And when I come back from work, I'm tired. I don't have the energy. And I remember, I admit sometimes I did do it after work, but I was just so tired. Didn't concentrate as much. Made a few quality mistakes in terms of the driving. So I'll be uploading a few multiplayer videos. And so I'd like to announce and confirm that I'll be starting a new F1 series called Start From The Bottom, and they'll be here. And I'll be releasing some more details of that in our first video, which will hopefully be released this week. It's pretty much me starting from the bottom, last place online, and pretty much see how far high up I can get up the grid. And for race weekends I'll be doing the same with against AI. Let's say for Hungary I'll be doing the same for that. And yep, that'll be pretty fun. So yep, thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and see yas.